Hello again, Greg here to talk about MyMathLab. So, we're going to go to mymathlab.com, but first, right here on the syllabus, I'm going to grab this Perkins. So just copy that or write it down. And one thing that I'll point out, which I point out right here, is that when you go to pay for it, they do have a button for temporary access, and you can use that. It will allow you to use the program for 14 days for free. You will need to pay for it after that, but you can use it for free for the first 14 days. Okay, so now just go over to Google and you can put MyStatLab, and then it should just say Pearson, that's the company, and then MyLab Statistics is what they actually call it. And then you just click on the student access, and you can just scroll down and say I'm ready to register. So you do need the course ID, which I just copied from the syllabus, an email address, and then a way to pay for it. And they even tell you right here you can use temporary access for 14 days for free. So I'm ready to register. And then you just paste in that little code, Perkins 42452. And then it's going to say, oh, well, it recognizes me, so it wants me to sign in. And then it's going to say, here's your course, taught by Greg Perkins, and it's for the fall of 2024, so that's good. And if you're going to pay for it yourself, then do that right here. Use the cheaper version, $99.99. So that's access to the homework as well as the online textbook and videos that they've made and lots of things which I'll show you. So if you're going to get it from the Hartnell bookstore, so if you've got financial aid or something like that that's going to pay for it, then when you go to the bookstore's website, which is where I got this, it should look like this. So the bookstore pays charges $126.75 instead of $99.99. So that's their profit. So if you're paying for it yourself, do not use the bookstore. Just pay for it straight through Pearson for the $100 rather than the $126.75. But if you are getting it from the bookstore, this is what it would look like. You just basically get a card that has an access code, and then you would click right here for access code. If you're going to pay for it yourself, then use the $99.99. Okay, so now I need to actually log in myself so I can show you. All right, here it is, Math 13 for the fall of 2024. And I don't really pay attention to this home page over here. I just go over here to assignments. And all of the homework assignments are set up. So what I would suggest that you do is when you go back to Canvas and look at modules, then you would just go to the Chapter 1 notes and watch the video that I made. So section 1.1 notes, take a look at that video. And after you are done with the video, then go over to the MyMathLab and you're ready to do the 1.1 homework. So when you click on that, here are the questions, and you could just start with number 1. An important thing right here, unlimited attempts. So if you don't get it right, you get to try again. And if you don't get it right, you get to try again. And you can try until you get 100% on each question. So one thing is they do use pop-up. So if your browser does not allow pop-ups, then it will give you a warning message that you need to allow pop-ups. When I use Chrome, and when I do up here in the upper right-hand corner, when it doesn't allow pop-ups, there's a little red icon for pop-ups, and I just say allow Pearson to do pop-ups. All right. So you can read the question. You can also get more help. So right now, so with each question, this may have more things. Right now, this is a very basic question. So there's basically just ask my instructor. Tech help, I would never use that. That would be like some strange thing happens where I click on answer A and instead answer C gets clicked, or some strange thing like that. You're not going to need that. But if you do want to ask me a question, please use Ask My Instructor. That way it gives me a copy of exactly what you were looking at. And you can then just type your question here and send it to me, and then I'll answer. You can also go to the textbook, and that is also a pop-up. And right now we're on section 1.1, so it should take me to section 1.1. Yeah, so here's 1.1, and then you can click through, and in some places they have little icons where you can click on it and it will take you to a video. So that's their videos. So the textbook does have extra stuff in there. So when you answer, you say, okay, I think it's C. And I just randomly guessed, so I probably did not get it right. And then you can say, try again. And so then you can, it changes the question just slightly. I think it changed the order, so I do have to read them again. And so you read them and you say, I think the answer is A. And then you try it again. So you can keep trying until you get it right. Okay, something else with the homework, and I may get lucky. Yes, here we go. So for one thing, if you watch the Math 13X videos, I do problems exactly like this. But if you're doing the homework and you need extra help, you can always say view an example. So this is one good thing about the Pearson is they will show you an example. All they did is change the numbers slightly, and then they will take you through step by step so that you can understand how to do the problem. And then when you're done, you just close that and then answer the question. They're doing the same work that you're supposed to do, but just the numbers are a little bit different. And actually, whenever I use this, which I actually do use this sometimes because a student will ask me, why did they do this on Pearson? And I have to go in and look at the steps. What I do is I just put print, and it's not because I want to print it, it's just because I want to look at the whole thing without having to go one step, one step, one step, and then I can see the whole thing right here. All right. Something else with this website, you can also go over to the multimedia library and you can tell it whatever chapter you're working on. So let me just pick chapter 2 and whatever section, and then you can say, show me everything that you guys have. And so then there's little videos that are just 2 or 3 minutes a piece that you could look at. They've got PowerPoint, they've got using the TI-84 to make histograms and frequency tables. There's the textbook, there's a long video, 18, almost 19 minutes, and then just video clips. So whatever they've made, then it's all available right here under the multimedia library. Okay, then one last thing, and this isn't really, because now we're basically done with MyStatLab, but I just wanted to emphasize when you, let me bring up the syllabus real quick. There it is. So for one thing, I always keep the syllabus on my desktop so that I can open this and always see, okay, what's due on Wednesday, what's due on Monday, etc. So when you go to do the chapter reviews, the Math 13, so notice that there was Math 13X lesson 1, 2, 3, and 4 before the chapter 1 review. So those will really help you with the chapter reviews. Also, if you have questions on anything, please feel free to email me or come to the in-person office hours and I will definitely help you out. All right, so that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.